Hey guys, what's going on? It's Karl here, back with another holiday episode and coming at you with one of my best recommendations for students specifically in the laptop game. So if you're in school, heading back to school, or just thinking about brushing up your knowledge, this episode's for you because I know a ton of you are students. We've got on deck today the HP Envy 360, and big shout outs to HP for partnering with me on today's episode. They wanted to give a lot of you guys a bit more value, especially in your holiday shopping. No one wants to spend $7,000-8,000 on a computer like we've seen. These guys here, well under $1,000 even for a 15-inch model. All links, of course, down below. Let's get into this 15-inch beast. And the Envy series really focuses on keeping costs down without trying to sacrifice too much. You've still got a great build quality. Aluminum chassis, the hinge mechanism is really good. You can, of course, open the laptop with one hand, which I know is a big deal. Having a 15-inch display is really made for media consumption, and I get that most students won't have dedicated desktops or say monitors that they can plug this guy into back in their dorm rooms. I personally had a 15-inch laptop when I was in school, and the Envy isn't too heavy, so you can definitely lug it around from class to class still. And because it's a flip laptop, I actually prefer it to be in a larger 15-inch over, say, a 13-inch form factor. That's because I can use it in laptop mode. This is where I'm crunching emails, writing documents, writing out those essays. And even though it is a full touch display in laptop mode, you can see that there's a bit of wiggle or travel with it. That's when you kind of flip it to its second orientation, which is tent mode. And this is where you can use this guy for a ton of media consumption. And when you want, you can always use it in tablet mode. This is probably the orientation which I use it in least. It still feels a tad bit weird having such a large device with, of course, the keyboard still on the back, but it's nice that you have all of those options to use this guy in. It does come with some awesome audio as well. They're made with Bang & Olufsen. You can see the giant grill up at the front, and especially for this size and more importantly for this price category, this is one of the best sounding laptops for its class. The keyboard, because we don't have dedicated speakers on the sides, it's one of the most spaced out keyboards that I've had the chance to use, especially in a laptop. They've got a ton of throw on the keys, especially if you're coming from, say, butterfly switches. The travel on these is such a pleasure to use. You've got a full numpad, and maybe the trackpad could be a tad bit larger. It's maybe the one thing that I'd improve on the build of this guy. Still totally fine though. You've got a ton of feedback and you've got a fingerprint sensor on the right-hand side for security. And speaking to privacy, very important of course in school, it actually has a really interesting kill switch for the webcam. So no more pieces of tape over this guy, it's got a dedicated switch on the side. You'll see that little icon on the screen go off to let you know when the webcam is off, and when you've got apps launched, like say Skype, it just appears black when you've got the kill switch activated. Performance really depends how you end up speccing this guy. I've gone for the base end here, so it's the Core i5, it's the 10th gen, 8 gigs of RAM, but if you have that extra bit of coin laying around, upgrade that to 16 gigs. That goes such a long way. 512 SSD, and you can also spec that down to say 256 if you want to have external storage or use a ton of services on the cloud. Performance, you're gonna struggle to say edit, of course, a 4K YouTube video, but obviously this isn't what this guy is for. It can still totally handle Photoshop, Lightroom edits. You can get by light gaming, so if you're playing StarCraft 2, Overwatch, this guy will be totally fine, but more graphic intensive games, you'll obviously be looking for a different device. You have to remember though that this is well under that $1,000 price range, and it still has a ton of I/O support on the side, and I think that's something students really value, transferring essays on USB sticks, heck, even having a full HDMI port when you're presenting using PowerPoint. The Envy's been a great device, one of the best flip laptops, and as we approach the holidays, I think this will be a solid pick for anyone in the school mood or school season. It's been dope, and if you're a student in school in the need of a laptop, let me know. I'll try to hook you guys up with this Envy. Hope you're all enjoying the holidays, and of course, if you are a student, good luck with your exams. I hated this time of the year. Catch you guys in one of my next ones. Peace.